much. Hi, everybody. My name is Jessie Anne Reilly. I'm the chef and owner of Take the Cake Decor in Naples, Florida. Tonight, we're going to be working with wafer paper from Icing Images. And after we work with this, we will then demo another one done with a smart sheet, and this one doesn't have a label on it, but it's exactly from the same company, Icing Images. And then also, while we're making that, we're also going to have my tree has been done with Simi Cakes Isomalt, pre-tempered Isomalt. Not in the brown, but in the black. And this is my tree that these nice little tea bags, after we have used them, they become a candy. And when I'm making the tea bags, we're also going to be using paper potion, and that will be a spray onto it. We're also going to use H2O, water, in a glass, and we're going to make a drink. We're going to also use dental floss for the strings. We're also going to use Crystal Light as the internal part of the tea bag. So I'm going to lay that down beside me. We also have the old-fashioned tang for the orange. And we're going to do some Halloween sprinkles. And so with that, I also have a induction burner here that after I make the tea bag, I'm going to fry what's left of it, and it turns into, excuse me one second, I'm just going over here. It turns into a ghost candy that you can hang from anything, or you can put it on a cake. You can take out the dental floss, cut that off, or you don't even really need to have it. It's just that because it was a tea bag, I did put that in there. And that's why I made the tree, so that you have some place to mount them on, or you can put them on the sides of your cake. And they don't melt, but they actually taste like what you have put in it. You can actually put tea in them also. And so we'll get right to it. What I use in the glass when I'm dipping the tea bag, I do use warm water, but you don't have to. You can use a cold water, and works just as well. So what I do is I take the wafer and I cut it in rectangles. And I'm going to show you a piece of that so that you can see it. They're all kind of, the smaller tea bags are cut in, the whole sheet is cut in fours. Then you can do it also in a longer tea bag so that you get more ghosty look or less look and more product into your drink. So I'm just going to turn the water on here just in a minute. So what I'm going to do first is put the camera down here so you can see it and not make anybody dizzy. Everybody good with that? If there's any questions, I think Deborah can see them, and Dave's over here, and he might help me with that if he can. So we're just going to turn you down, and this is my new outfit here. I'll just bring it right down to the mat.
Emily is on, and she loves sumo. It's a timer saver. Simi! I don't know that I've ever, it's this typo, of course, but I like that. Sumo.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a little bit of the paper potion into a little cup and just spray it here. So I have a brush, and just any paintbrush that you prefer to use. And I like to take the paper potion. I like the shiny side out and the rough side in. That's your preference. It doesn't matter. So I'm just going to give it this side a very light spray of the potion just to make it flexible. And I'm just going to go back over here where you can't see me, but it's just a very fine spray. And also what I have here is a paper towel that I lay this down, the side that I've sprayed, I lay it down onto the paper towel. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the potion on my paintbrush and just go along the edging of it. And now on this side here, I'm only going to do half along the edge, and then I'm going to do the corners in a slant and all the way along the edge with the potion. And this side, I'm going to go all the way along the edge. So only half. And then I'm going to take some crystal light that is purple, and I'm going to just put that into the center of our little tea bag. Set that aside so we don't make a big mess. So it's nice and saturated. And I'm just going to fold this right over top of that. Everybody see that? And I'm just going to tap it down, nice and sticky. And then I'm going to take my dental floss. And if I'm a little hoarse, it's because I've got this bow tie on and it's probably choking on my larynx. So anyway, we have that right there placed in there. I'm going to reconstitute that with some more potion. Just so it doesn't have to be so wet. And then I'm going to bring it over top of it and stick it down. Just run my finger very slightly along there. And I'm going to take it gently off of this mat here and turn it right up and stick it to the top. And we have a tea bag.
That was easy.
And I'm going to take the scissors, and I'm going to snip just a little rectangle there and one to match it on the other side. And I save those for the end of the dental floss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to saturate them a little bit. Take this dental floss here and set it on there and smash it together. And you can paint this, or you could use orange, or you could do whatever you like dipped in a color. So we have a tea bag that's filled.
Yay! We need sound effects
here. How long does it take to set up? Well, it doesn't take very long for it to set up because it's paper potion, and a lot of people use it as a glue. And it really can be set and ready for you. But, you know, we want to put a little spooky face on this. So I'm going to use an edible marker and put some eyeballs right here. Right here. Make some eyes going this way. Let's cross-eyes. Let's do cross-eyes and do some eyebrows. Now, everybody that has a printer, you can just print these prior to, I give them some teeth too. And along with that, I'm going to set that to the side. I'm going to put some sprinkles on this other mat over here. And then what I'm going to do is take more potion, paper potion, and just kind of wet it down a little bit along here. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to just dip it in so we don't have all these little things running all over the yard. And he's got sprinkles. And you see it's set. So now we're going to make a drink.
Those are cute.
They are cute. They are so cute. I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to get some hot water over here. Now I'm using hot water because it's a demo. And you know, tea has to brew just like anything else. So I'm going to take this little guy, and I have some that are set up over there that have been sitting for a while, but we can just dip this in here. And if you see, all the sprinkles are going to make their mark.
Ooh, and I like the coloring for Halloween.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
the
can do
black
it
and the
for
orange.
Christmas. You can do it for anything. And you young people love to do this. Now you can see that I'm not saturating it right to the very top. The reason I'm not is because I want it to drip. I want it to come ghosty.
Ooh.
See, and then I'm going to make it crystal light. And it looks a little orange, but it's going to be a little purpley, kind of orangey purple like my hair. I kind of matched myself up with it. And if you're in a hurry, you can take your little spoon like you do with a tea bag normally and squish it up like this, back and forth, so that you get it to come out faster. And there it's released. Just
Now you're specifically trying to do something here, but you could dip it all the way should you want to.
yes, you can, if you want to, you just keep letting it sit there and dip, and it'll dissolve right into the water. It totally dissolves.
But this is intentional.
The whole tea bag. But you see, because of Halloween, we want them to droop like snotty. See, it gets all like ick, which that's really good. So now I'm going to turn on this induction burner and put it down to about a 4. So that would be a low medium. All right.
We have to name this dude. I want to name him Sam.
You can name them all kinds of names.
I know.
If you see how awesome that is for Halloween, you have to be me. And so what we do with the drink, right now I'm just going to set this right down here. And I have some really nice ice cubes in here.
Tina likes the word snotty. I think that's what she wants to name the ghost.
Okay, well, we'll name snotties. And so immediately you've got yourself a beverage. Now, there was a lady over here that's a neighbor of mine, and she went, "Oh, no, I don't think I could drink that. That doesn't really look like it would taste very good." But I don't know that if anybody ever carries Crystal Light with them when they go to restaurants, but I have a girlfriend that does, and because she doesn't like the water in restaurants. And I'm just getting a straw here so it looks real fancy. So now we have a cold drink.
Nice. Meow.
Crystal Light. And you notice there's no part of the tea bag floating around in that. It's all stays within itself. So we're going to set that aside, and I'm going to bring you back down again. And we've got this heated up. And I don't know whether you saw the live with Dave and I when we fried the flowers, but this is going to go in the pan, and we're going to fry it. And if you like, you can give it a little spurts of water. And pick it up.
What does the water do?
It just hydrates it a little bit more because it's candy, because there's still some of the Crystal Light left in it. And what we're doing, we're making a candy. If you can see it, it's swelling. As it cooks away there and starts to come into candy, it's got bubbles all over it. Are you able to see that?
So it makes candy.
It makes candy. And then as it dries, it becomes Watch. I'm pulling it up.
So cool.
See how it turns into a ghost. Then you can take it and you can lay it on the other side, and it's swelling and it's sizzling away, just like as if you put sugar into the pan and you're making caramel. So the crystal light, the action between the heat and the crystal light that was in the bottom or left onto the wafer, it starts to become candy.
That's so cool.
And it really starts to look very, very spooky. And you can drag it and make different shapes out of it, like that. See? Lay it down. And if you need to, you can clean with your spatula. You just clean off the burner because it's going to smoke.
Well, it's a smoking ghost. It's smoking hot.
It's because it's candy. And then if I wanted to, I can just hydrate it a little bit more. And then it starts to take more shape if you would like it. But then you just take it and you hang it up and it dries. And I'm going to bring you one that's dry. And then the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the difference between the Smart Sheet. I want you to try to see this bubbling thing. It's a bubbling action that goes on just like when we were frying wafer. But there it is. And so if you just hang that up, what happens is it turns into a candy as it dries. And it really only takes part of the afternoon for it to dry. And what I do is I just hang it up over here on one of my candles in the kitchen. And I'll bring you one that has been set up.
Y'all loving this? We got a cat demonstrating today. Only on Icing Images could this happen.
Only. So you
Look
see
at that.
how temp that is? Now, cats aren't really too afraid of anything, right?
Oh my gosh. We had a decorator once. And her cat, she would be working with everything, and her cat would eat all the wafer paper. Like she'd come down to the next day and all the wafer paper would be gone.
So the part that I just ate tastes like Crystal Light, and it tastes like a candy. And young people really like to do this. So what do you think?
Awesome sauce. That's
Okay.
a great twist.
So now I'm just going to go over here for a minute. And as it melts in your mouth, it just becomes very soft again. Have a little drink of my beverage.
You could also dip that right back into your drink, couldn't you?
Yes, I can. Would you like me to do that? I would do that.
You just ate it.
I'm just going to clean the pan. And everything's kind of beeping here, but that's just my induction burner.
I figured it was the smoke detector.
So I'm going to take a Smart Sheet now. Now this is the Smart Sheet. I use it, and I don't fry it. I use it for tea. But we'll put some of the beading in it, and some powder. So I do exactly, I like the shiny side. There's two sides to a Smart Sheet. And the reason that we're doing the Smart Sheet is because Deborah asked about it. Would that work? The two don't work exactly the same. I prefer to fry the wafer. When this is being made into a flour or anything, it fries up very nicely. But we're going to make it into a tea bag tonight. I'm going to spray a little more of your paper potion into my little cup here, just like there. And I'm going to do the same process with this, and you will see that there is a little bit of a difference. I just give it a little spritz on the, I like the shiny side, so I'm going to do that. Just wave it a little bit, and then all of a sudden it becomes nice and flexible. And I still use the paper towel, and the reason for that, it keeps it in place. Then when I do this, I'm going to use some orange tang. This one. Set that aside. I wait and put this on now instead of ahead of time. This has a different cardstock texture to it, and it absorbs very quickly. So I have to work a little faster with it. And you notice I don't put any right here because I don't want it to be locking into the crystals. And you may have to use a little extra of your potion. You can also use Tylose and water, or you can use just plain water if you want to. I don't use it with the Smart Sheet or the Wafer because it can. So then I work quickly with this because it is more of a cardstock than the Wafer paper. Just going to put a little more glue on there, and that would be paper potion. Just nail it down there, and then flip it over, and you're going to see the lock-in is a little different. I have to put a little more on there.
Yeah, Smart Sheets are a little more hardy. That's why people use them, like when they're making their paint your own palettes. So you have to use more paper potion than you would on a wafer paper, which just kind of sucks it right up.
Yes, that's absolutely right. It just takes it right on. But it does fold up very nicely. And it takes a little longer for it to set up. So I have one. I'm just going to do the same thing. Snip the sides. And I usually use the sides. You see, I tore it because I was putting so much of the potion on it. But that doesn't really matter because it's going to dry nicely, just like the last one that we did. So I'm going to set this one to the side and bring you like a TV program. The one I have over here. This is, I know.
Henry?
This is the Smart Sheet. So what we're going to do is we're going to get another, and this also I think has the, let me see if I can find one that's larger. This one has tang in it. So I made it longer. Why?
That is cool.
I just did. And so I'm going to put some more water in the glass. Now I don't fry this one. I use this one for more of a drink because the card, it's so hefty that it can burn very quickly. So
these were good for like Thanksgiving and Christmas teas too. And you can actually, write on there or print on there exactly what teas you put in. It'd be kind of cool.
Yes, they print. And you can print the whole paper ahead of time because you know how much you need to use each time. So I'm just going to dip this in here, just like a tea bag.
Now, Jessie only has wine glasses in her house, just so you know. Most people would
well,
use a
Dave
mug.
suggested the wine glasses. We didn't.
He's
like
right.
I had these glass jars, and he said no, that it needs to have a wine glass. So you see how it's changing and how it lets go of the tang faster, than the wafer paper. But also, you have to not leave it in there too long because it can separate. That's why I love the Smart Sheet to make lace and, oh my goodness, print, do all kinds of things with this. And it's just going to brew. And depending on how you like your drink.
You can really make these almost any shape. It doesn't have to be the shape of a tea bag. It just has to contain whatever it is you're putting in there.
Right. We used to make it at River Park. We made them into like envelope type packages and dropped them into hot water. And you know, we put chocolate in and we heated the milk and put chocolate in it. And it just dissolves in. They didn't care whether the wafer dissolved into the drink. They were just having fun.
Yeah, Emily likes the idea of wine bags.
Wine bag, that's a good idea. Yes.
But what would you put in it with wine?
You can crystallize the wine. Like you see my induction burner over there. You just reduce it down and then put it inside the bag if you wanted to, and then dip it.
Oh, wow. That's a unique idea, guys.
Einstein. Wow. Wow. Okay, so now I always like the face to kind of droop. See?
Yeah.
You see, that's a full drink now. Now I overstack it because it is a demo. You don't need to have as much tang in it as I've got in there. But it's really a lot of fun to do it at home. And these, see, they actually swim, but he does not extend. You see, he doesn't become snotty.
He flows.
He just stays together. He will.
Yeah, Kelly, sorry, go ahead.
What?
Kelly says mulling spices for wine.
Yes, mulling. You can make mulled wine. And you can put actual tea into this. It works. I just thought you'd be more excited about the different colors.
Yes.
So that's what I did. And then I'm going to take this and show it to you because you see how rigid it is and how strong it is. It's not turning into gump.
Right.
And you can use Smart Sheets for all kinds of things and printing. So I'm going to set him aside and he will dry like candy, but I won't put him into and fry him. I call him a him because he's got his face on him. Then we also fill this up with ice and you can put floaties in it. You can put some of these crystal candies in there and stir them around.
All my blue owners can make their own royal icing little guys because they won't melt quite as fast, so they'll be kind of cute to see as the bag melts.
And then fill it up with ice, and it looks like tea. It isn't tea, but it does look like tea. So then I'm just going to clean this off a little bit because I've made a big mess. But I thought that you would really enjoy to see the Smart Sheet because the Smart Sheet has a lot of stability to it. And you were talking about that with Jennifer. And you can really drench it and put it over a balloon in any of those. So then I also, with Simi Isomalt.
Yay, Simi Isomalt, the best isomalt in the world.
Yes. I made a tree. And plus a spook. He's over here. Skeleton head.
He's cute.
So what just to give ideas for at home and during Halloween and little Halloween parties and things like that, you can take all these that I've already dried And I'm going to give it a little shot of heat.
Yeah, we can't see what you just laid on the board. It needs to come towards you a little bit.
They're all little tea bags, all filled with candy. This one here has not been dipped, but you can hang them up.
You could put people's names on them too.
Yes, and like you said, what you put inside of them, but it turns into a candy, which was so, for me, you know, I think that's pretty cool. So I'm going to give it a little shot of, with my torch. And you can put a little bit of gel on this, and instead of using the torch, but it sticks real quick.
He is cute.
Didn't stick. We just do it again. Wait a second or two.
He's adorable. I like the effect on him with the, almost like the ghost tail, but with the sprinkles still on the top.
Yes. I didn't take it down that far. And that can dangle down if you want. And then after it dries, it's not really stuck into the tree. You can unwrap it. So I'm going to put this little guy over here.